Okay, I'm live again, guys. Sorry it's taken me this long to get back to you about my bodybuilding show series slash goal met slash what's next. Um, I'm using my iPhone because my other computer was cutting out a lot. I'm hoping this doesn't do that. I'm hoping, because it's really pretty annoying when that happens. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and kind of go over what happened on show day, what happened leading up to show day. I did a video right before show day and put it on here. At that point in time, honestly, I didn't think I was going to do it. Oh my gosh. How do I describe it? Terrifying. Why is it so terrifying? I think you're right where I should have lost weight. I hadn't been working with a coach anymore. The posing routine was not where it should be. There was just a lot of things, and I wanted to just say, part of me was just like, say that you're not ready, you know? But I already paid the $200 for the show, two different categories, and then I also had already paid for the tanning. And so part of me was like, oh, just go enjoy getting ready for the show and prepping. You know, I got my nails done and my toenails done, and I got my hair done, and I'm like, you know what, just go down there, and since you already paid for it, I'm sure they'll let you into the show, right? And just, hey Irene, nice to see you. I'm just kind of finally checking in. I'm still very tired. It was stressful. It was very stressful. So I thought I would at least do one more video. Hopefully this is coming in good. I'm going to turn it up a little bit, but oh, I don't know. Anyway, and kind of let you know what it was like. So there's Junior. Hey, Andrew to some of you. Junior Poonier to me. I wanted to share with you my experience, because a lot of the reason that I did it was for myself. I think, I don't know. I think you're not going to be ready. It takes 2 years. He was right. I wasn't ready. I started when I decided in February, and when I was going into the show, I'm like, why did you say you were going to do this anyway? I can't remember my why. I can't remember why I started doing it. But I know that I did work out harder. But if I remember right, a lot of it was because what am I here for? What is my why on doing videos? I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. I don't know why. I just feel compelled to do it. And so I think it's because I want other women or men, whatever, who are 60, to know that we can still do other things. Like, we can still do a bodybuilding competition. I don't know if I got pictures, and I still have 20 pounds to lose, My body fat is still probably at least 10% over where it should have been. I was pretty satisfied when I did it. One thing that I did learn is I do like doing the shows. There was something about performing, and I think that's why I'm still doing videos. There's something about stepping out on the stage, even though I wasn't ready, that I really loved. I really loved the whole showman part of it, the showmanship part of it. I didn't know what I was doing. Looking at my pictures, I was much bigger than so you know, I'm 60. I don't know. It's for the category I was in that I actually placed because of a default, because there are only 3 of us, was 50 and older. The novice one was any age. You just had to be new to bodybuilding, which I like that category too. It was a great experience. Like, people were good to me, even though, you know, my belly was still hanging over my swimming suit, didn't fit right. I didn't know where to get the swimming suit, you know, and I kept thinking, you know, okay, so there's these a lot of things you're going into it not knowing, but after this you're going to know. You're going to know, and I do. And so I did. And so that's why I'm here, is kind of to let you know, so I can share what I learned with you. And would I recommend it? Yes. If it takes a lot of cojones. I can't tell you how many times I sat in the audience watching the other shows, because I didn't honestly know where I should be. Like, I had no idea. A lot of the contestants were backstage, participants, contestants, bodybuilders, were backstage. This stage was pretty small, so everybody was kind of crammed into this little basement. A lot of them were walking around in their bikinis. Beautiful bodies, I'm telling you. The men, you know, it was such an awesome show. I mean, it's amazing, so amazing what people do with their bodies as far as dropping their body fat and working out. And the 2 women that I was on that were over 50 were beautiful. I mean, oh my gosh. They were just, the one was tall and thin, the other one, you know, she was just beautiful. And you can tell that they had been working out a lot. They were very good at posing. A lot of them I talked to have been doing it for years, and some of them were actually just getting out of it because they had been in it for so long. They're ready to step away from it. I'm like, oh, this is my first time. And it was so freaking scary. This is my cool little bodybuilding shirt. I have the right to wear it because I did stand on stage. Now, I wasn't ready. I'm going to be the first to say it. I'm going to be the one who's going to most critical of myself, but I did it, and I did pretty well. Like, so what was really cool, this is what was really cool, is when I came out on the stage, the crowd all applauded and cheered me, and I'm like, geez, who was that? I don't, thank you, Kathy. So why were they cheering? I don't know. I just, you know, one of my friends that did take some pictures, the one I posted, his friend told me that they thought that I was having a lot of fun. I did own it. Like, I kept saying, Kathy, just own it. Be the boss. Don't, I mean, my body wasn't in the best of shape yet. I still got a lot. I've got weight to lose. I have a lot of posing to get ready for. I mean, which I'll tell you what my plans are, but I wasn't ready, but you know what? I did it anyway, and I just decided, okay, you're stepping on stage, so you can't let people know you're terrified right now. I was terrified. I mean, you've got high heels on, very high heels, shoes that squish your feet that are made of plastic, a bikini that it didn't fit me right. I don't wear bikinis. I haven't since I had kids, really. It goes up your butt, and you have to do butt shots. I have not put any of those on here because I don't think it's a good idea. I don't know. I can't even imagine what the judges were thinking. I hope they were, you know, I had great feedback. Like, I had feedback saying, like, I'm glad you did it. The other contestants were so good. Like, they would say, great job, and you did good, and all those things. So there was a couple of the younger girls talking about the bikini, which is what I was in. I was in Bikini True Novice and then Bikini 50 and older. master's class. And so some of the ones that we're in, like, there's so many different, there's a wellness category and figure and all of that. Depends on how your body is, how you've worked out, how your muscles are shaped and all of those things. They didn't want to do bikini because they said the posing was difficult. I didn't think the posing was that difficult, and so I think because I did it, although I look back on it and I see where my posture was off, my shoulder was off, this arm was on, this one was off. I didn't smile enough, like I was terrified. So I smiled as much as I could. When I was standing on the line with these other beautiful women, standing perfect bodies, my legs were shaking, like I was like shaking. And I still had to go out and do the posing. So you line up and you do 3 poses. I just did what I remembered. It wasn't the best, but I did it anyway. And I was pretty proud of myself. So you go, and I'm trying to get to this. Like, I think I'm going out of order, but you go in the morning and you start 9 o'clock. They have a meeting for all the participants, and they kind of talk about what you're going to do. Not that you really understand it. Like, you see how the order goes, but you don't really, if you've never been there, like me, I was by myself. I didn't have nobody with me, like no coaches, no trainers, nothing, right? So I was like basically a fish out of water. I was very out of place. But I just squeezed in and did it anyway. So I don't know where I was going with that, but anyway, 9 o'clock, then 10 o'clock was the actual posing. And so there was it was a lot of men's posing, and then a lot of women's posing. And then this at 10 was the judging part of it. So I figured, well, we're going to go up there, we get judged, and then we were done at noon after we did all our posing in groups. And then I figured, well, at this point we'll come back, because I had been watching some on YouTube, and I figured, well, we'll come back, and at like 6 o'clock, which is a long time to wait, right? Noon to 6 at night. 6 o'clock, they're having the award show. And so I'm like, well, I'm probably done posing, we'll just go out there. You kind of could tell, I've watched enough, you could tell who was going to place by the way the judges move you around to different sections on the stage. So I knew, I didn't go in, I wasn't expecting to win. I didn't go into it wanting to win either. I knew I wasn't ready. But I just decided, well, geez, at least I'll know what I'm doing for the next time. And so then we came back at 6, and I thought that I was all done, right? Like, leading up to this a few days before, you don't eat a lot, you're kind of starving your body, you're dropping body weight, not enough for me, but I'd been on vacation, so you know what that's like. Anyway, so you're not eating, but I thought at this point, well, I'm going to go have something to eat because I'm starving, and maybe a little beer or something. Well, I went back at 6, and what the people around me were telling me, the other participants, is I'm like, well, like, do we just get on and, they award the prizes and stuff like that? And they're like, oh no, you've got to do individual posing now. So it's really, the 6 o'clock part's really about the show, right? There was bodybuilders, like World and stuff like that, who showed up at it. And this was more about the show. So we had to pose. So we posed in the morning as a team, basically. But it's not fast. Like, you have to stand up there, you do your posing, they take you off stage, they kind of rearrange everyone. You have to go back on in different sections, they move you around. to see who they like where. They as in judges. And then you go off, and then because I had 2 categories, I did that again as well. So you're up on stage posing quite a bit, but then you do come back at 6, and we were doing individual posing and team posing, and then they did the actual awards, and then then we were done. But we went from 6 to probably 8. I was pretty exhausted because I'm gonna give you my schedule, and so so that if you ever want to do it, it's fun. Do it. But I'll just recommend some things that I didn't do that I would do over, because I don't know, would I have been as much as terrified? Probably not, because part of me being terrified was that I was gonna maybe not walk across the stage in the high heels without falling. But I'd tried them on quite a bit, and so I was pretty sure that I would make it across the stage. I knew the basic poses. I'm not somebody who likes to prep too much, but I've got a lot of work to go posture-wise. So my posture was way off, and my poses were off, and my body fat was off. So I just kind of wrote a list of sort of what I went through on the day of it, my emotions. I'm telling you, all the way from coming back to Idaho, I had a high stress level, and I kept telling, like, my son in Minnesota, he was helping train me, and I said, there's a point in time that I said, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not ready. I knew I wasn't ready. I had been vacationing. I was working out, but not dropping. I expected to be 20 pounds down by then. So all the way here, I did decide to come because I already paid for it, and it was just time for me to head this direction again. And so the anxiety was up and down. I think it's a lot like when you go through a grief process, honestly, or change. High level of stress. So one day I was going to do it, the next day I'm not going to do it. One day I was telling myself, you can do this, you're ready, you've been working out since February for this, isn't very long. You look good, do it. And then the other part of me is like, no, you're not ready, you're too overweight, you have too much body fat, you're not ready. So that went on all the way until show day. And during show day. So when we went in at 9 o'clock and had the meeting, so I'd already had, which I'm going to go over, the spray tan and everything, and I was sitting in the audience kind of watching what was going on. And I'm like, you could bolt right now, and I don't feel like anybody, you guys, anybody, I don't think any of my friends, like, I'd talk to them, they're like, nobody's going to judge you if you decide not to. So just leave. And also because, so this is part of it, like, so I drove my RV to the show, which was in Twin Falls. It's about 140 miles from where I live, Pocatello. And I was going to stay at the hotel and leave my dog, but I'm like, I'm trying to conserve money. I'm semi-retired, not working right now, traveling around. And so I decided to drive the RV and take my dog. So we stayed at a KOA. I figured it would be close to the show, right? So I go in where you get suntans at the Red Lion. There was a Red Lion right by the KOA. Well, it wasn't the right Red Lion. So, part of me was like, oh, now I have my dog with me. I don't know where to leave her. Should I have the RV? Where can I park it? Ended up being, it was the wrong Red Lion. From the RV park, KOA, into town was 20 miles. Where the show, the Red Lion, where we had spray tans done, was right in the middle of Twin Falls. And this theater where the show was about 4 miles away from there and in the middle of downtown. So as you can guess, there's no real parking areas. What I didn't know is you can't park an RV on public streets. So, you know, there was all these things going on, and I'm like, just leave, take your dog, go home. Don't stress about it anymore. I was so tired of stressing about it. I was hungry. I was trying to not eat and cut body fat and cut water weight and everything. And so my emotions went like this for the whole time. I would say, just leave, and then I would say, nope, just go through the routine. It's okay. You got this. Then I would like go, I don't know what I'm doing. Where's the other contestants? Do I go backstage? Do I not? What do I do? Am I going to be late? Just get on stage. And so the second person that said just get on stage won. And so I went backstage, sort of found the girls that I knew, somebody who was bikini, my category, just kind of edged my way in and sat by them because I knew I had to get my shoes on. We had to get tan touch-ups. We had to get our swimming suit glued on. And then they put a glaze on you that's real shiny before you go on the stage. That's right before you go on the stage. And they'll come and tell you, you know, I was bikini true novice, so they'll come say, this is what we're looking for. There was 9 of us in that category. Young girls, beautiful. The one lady was, the one that was 50 and older in my category. She was in great shape, but that's okay. I just acted like so was I. So they were so sweet to me. They were so good. They were so encouraging. They helped me pin my button on. I didn't know where that went. You have to know which side. You know, the judges want to see the button. There's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. But I just, once I got in the line for us to go on stage, then I just owned it. Then I'm just like, okay, you're just going to own it. You're just going to perform. So it was a crazy mix of emotions and terrifying. If I could describe it any other way, I would, but I liken it to when the GPS took me over a mountain pass in Colorado. It was called Independent Pass. That was terrifying as well. I didn't think I was going to make it over. That was pretty equal to that. I thought I was going to have PTSD from that. Woo, I'm just now coming down from the show because there was so much anxiety, but I did it. Yay! It's been a great, I hope, if anything, I hope that it's helped someone, encouraged someone, pushes someone in a good direction like this, because it's good for you in so many ways. I feel like it was good for me in so many ways. So let's see. So I did have someone who I worked out with. He is into coaching now. He trained at the gym, and he's gone to bodybuilding now. Did a fabulous job. I did run into him at the gym. Not sure why that went off. My light went off. Ah, maybe my computer went off. Okay. Anyway, light went dark. Technology. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm not sure why it went off. Oh, there it went back on. Okay. Thank you, Lacey. Hey, girlfriend, I miss you. I wish you could have been there to do my hair and makeup. That was scary. Okay, so anyway, his name is Omar, and so he ran into me about 4 days before I went on stage. And I just said, you know, I'm not ready. And he's like, have you done this, this, and this to get ready? And this, that, and one of it was wear this waistband, and it's gave me water pills. You know, you can do this to drop weight quick. And he did all these things, and just him doing that gave me the confidence to go ahead and go on stage. So thank you, Omar. If you see this, he's doing his own training now. I wish, you know, if I was staying here, I would love to work out. work with Omar as a coach. There's fantastic posing coach here as well. I only got to work with him one time, but he changed me one time. I mean, they're fantastic just by telling me to film myself. You know, look up NPC people who do it, watching those, all that all helped me. So let's see. Okay, so I was staying at the KOA. I stayed there Friday night. I got it for Saturday too, but there wasn't anywhere for me to park my RV. The first day that I checked in, registration was at 6 downtown. So let me back up. The spray tan was fabulous. But I was late there's 2 red lions there. I went to the wrong one. Then I went to the right one. Then I was a little late, so like you wait in line for it. I mean, look, these things challenge you. This challenged me. So then you wait in line, you go back behind these curtains. There's men on one side and women on the others. They're like tents, and you get naked in these tents, and they spray tan you. If I had inhibitions before, I don't feel like I do now. It was scary too, but I did it. It felt I mean, I like the spray tan. So then you get in there and they spray you all over, you know. So I didn't know with spray tans you can't wear. So we had to shave all over. Like I shaved my arm hairs, and I've never done that before. Shaved everywhere. You use a baby powder, not baby powder, baking soda and like water, and put it on your whole body. You're supposed to do that 3 days before. You're not supposed to wear deodorant. So that was weird. So we all smelled a bit weird. Everybody was sweating. You can't use deodorant after you have it. They touch you up several times before you go on, and then you also get glazed and everything, and swimsuit. And my swimming suit didn't fit very well, so it was super tight on my neck. You know how that feels. That hurts. And then I'm like, just make sure these don't come out. You know what I mean? Glue everything on. And then I had the swimming suit not in the crack of my butt. It was sort of out. Well, they pulled it up and then glued it. I'm like, oh, yuck. Oh, my word. Okay. I made some notes because I don't want to forget anything. Let's see. So I had to drive downtown, and because there wasn't anywhere for me to park the RV, there was a high school that had an open parking lot, and I don't know if it was a weekend or they just weren't back in school, but I parked first on the street when I registered, right? And then I'm like, ooh, you better call law enforcement and make sure that's okay. So I did. They said it's illegal to park an RV on the street. Well, I didn't know that. So I'm like, well, there's a high school. Can I park in that parking lot and leave it? And they said, yeah, as long as there are no signs that they'll tow you. And you have to be gone by 10 o'clock at night. So I was sort of in a crunch. But I had enough time in between shows to come back and take the dog out and walk her. And, you know, and I have a cooler in here and things. So that worked out. But I'm telling you what, I almost talked myself out of it again because of the dog. Like that, I'm like, why didn't you leave her? You know, there's another stressful thing. Okay, anyway, let's see. And the RV park was 20 miles out of town, so I went back that night, but I had to be in town by 4:30 in the morning. I'm sorry, 5:30, 6:15 for spray tan again, and then makeup was at 6:30. Well, so I thought the spray tan was going to be at the theater, so I went to the wrong place again. I had to run back over. Then makeup, I had to go back to her. She was fabulous, by the way. You know, do you do curly hair? Do you do straight? I wanted extensions, by the way, Lacey, and I went over here to Sally's, and they'd had none. So I wanted to have the blonde and then the black, you know, so it reached my butt because it kind of hides the body fat. They didn't have any here. They had black weave, that's all. So I couldn't do that part of it. But we just decided to do my hair straight, which it was good. I liked it. And she did great makeup. I mean, she was really good with me. So after that, then we just went in the crowd and waited for like 9 o'clock. They kind of told us what was going on. And then we waited around until we actually went on stage, which for us, it was almost at the end. So I was so nervous the whole time, so nervous. Okay, let's see. One thing that was really cool, I have to say, is the other contestants or participants that were in the show, and they were young people. I mean, there was a lot of young people. There were a lot of middle-aged people. I may have been the oldest, but I think there were some older men that performed that were fabulous. They had no body fat. They were fabulous. That was really fun. It was kind of got you into the spirit. Like, it had some great rock and they were performing to it. It was really, if you ever get the chance, go to one of those shows. It's pretty fabulous. People are good. They're very encouraging. They were good to me, you know. Let's see. So what did I learn? And am I glad I did it? Yeah, like, it's sort of like, yay, you did that. You said you're going to do it, so you did it. And now I can say I did it. Now I can wear this shirt and be proud of it. There's still part of me that's like, were you insane? What made you do that? You weren't ready. And I got my pictures and I'm like, oh my word. But we're our own worst enemy, right? I'm always been so hard on myself. I'm always like, looking at the critical things that I should have been doing. And I think that's good, right? But what you need to do is look at, okay, where is my body now, and what do I need to do? Because yes, I plan on doing another one. My friend, you know, I said, well, this is the last of my bodybuilding series. And she's like, sounds to me like you're just getting started. Possibly. But I don't want to have the stress of saying, yeah, I'm going to do it again, because I have enough change going on in my life. So I'm now driving around in an RV. I'm leaving next week, Pocatello again. I'm heading up north, doing some camping in Missoula and Coeur d'Alene, and then on to Seattle to visit my friend. And we're going to have like a day of sightseeing. I've never been to Seattle. I'm excited. And then down through Walla Walla, Washington, on down into Nevada, where I'm going to stay with another friend, and then on into Arizona. Okay, so this leads into my RV series, because what am I doing? What on earth are you doing? I'm trying to find where I belong. Honestly, it's funny because, like, I don't know, when my husband was alive, I always knew where I belonged. I always had my home, right? Him and I were good, bad, and ugly. We were each other's home. And I always knew that's my home, you know? I don't really have that anymore. Even though I had a physical home, even though I have my kids, and believe me, I could stay with them, and that they are my family and they are my home. But they have their own little families and their own little, you know, they need to be able to do their thing, right? Oh, thank you, Kathy, for that. So I just felt like I didn't belong here anymore in this city. I didn't have I had no perception of a home, or this is where I belong. And so I'm on the road trying to find it. That's what I'm doing. I feel like will I find it? I don't know, but I'm gonna have a heck of a time. I'm gonna have a good time. So I sold my house, made a great profit bought the RV, paid it off. I have a little more debt. I'm trying to get out of debt completely. And then we'll see where I end up. But I do love the bodybuilding shows. I'm still working out. I got right back to working out. I'm right back on my good diet. I need to lose 20 more pounds at least. And so this is my thought. And this is what my friend and I talked this over. And she's like, you know, she was asking me. And I'm like, this is my thought. I'm going to enjoy my traveling up through, you know, Idaho and Montana and Washington, and then down through Nevada, and then get into Arizona. So I have a, Lisa is letting me stay at her house, you know, outside it, which that's what I want to do, you know, plug in there. And we're going to go see some areas in Arizona. So we're going to go look at Sedona. I've been Googling the different areas. Prescott looks amazing. I'm looking for a bodybuilding community. Bodybuilding and pickleball. And fun. I've got to find some people like me, right? I've got to find it. I don't want to be in the snow anymore. Honestly, Kathy, I don't think I want to be in the Minnesota humidity anymore. My first plan was to go down to Florida for the winter, but with gas prices, I'm not sure at this point. I'm sort of playing it by ear, but you know, we'll see what happens. So I'm going to be in Arizona a couple months. So we're going to scout out the area. We're going to go to Sedona and Prescott and Flagstaff and some of those areas and just see what they have there. You know, I wouldn't be opposed to buying a condo once I get in, once I find my place, you know, I want to go and learn some salsa dancing and, you know, I don't know, take some languages, art, all those fun things. Is it a bucket list? I don't really have a list. Like, I just want to have fun. So that's what I plan on doing, is that. So once I get settled again, once I get in an area, I'm sick of snow, I know, right? And the cold and the humidity and the bugs. Once I find an area, and this time I want to find a trainer that I can work out with, like my son and I were doing. Once I find that, and I find it, and just say I did it, you know what I mean? I don't know though. I'm not going to stress myself out at that point. Maybe there will be shows down there. Well, maybe I'll have to do a long distance. Like the guy that put on this Big John that put on the bodybuilding competition. He does online. So these girls all were telling me, you know, where to get the bathing suits and all these things. So do I do that? I'm not sure. So what I'm going to do is just combine my RV life, my moving forward, and everything into one. I might not have, I don't have any clear goals, except I do want to lose the rest of my body fat and keep lifting so I do get in bodybuilding shape for a show. I do like that. So, but I won't do any more posting, probably maybe an update or two when I know more. So that's what I meant by, you know, I completed this series. I can check, it's not as much pressure because I want to enjoy the drive now and the scenery and the people and everything I'm going to be doing and just take it all in. So unless you have questions for me, I don't think I have any more. I'm glad I did it. Let me know if you have questions. It was a challenge, but it made me grow in leaps and bounds. I know now that I do like it. I was proud of myself, you know, and I learned a lot about myself. So that's about all I have. Thanks everyone who have been supporting me, because you know that helps a lot, and I hope in some way I am helping you as well, because I want other people, women, men, whoever, to, I hope that by putting, that's, you know, I kept thinking this too. When I was sitting there watching and other people compete, and I heard, you know, people talking about how hard the poses were and stuff, I'm like, well, you know what? If I can help someone who's maybe in the audience who would never dream of doing this, because my body wasn't perfect, because I was out of place, if I can even help one person, then it was all worth it. You know, and so I'm like, you're just gonna do it, because maybe it'll help someone. I don't know. Maybe it'll encourage someone else who's struggling. You know, it's hard. Just being at the gym's hard. You know, it's hard. It's hard dieting. I'm a horrible diet. Like, I do pretty well, but obviously I like food and drink, and I'm having a terrible time getting the rest of my 15-20 pounds off and the other body fat. It's just hard. So I snap back in now, but you know, I can't eat. I do a lot of keto. I can't eat breads or pastas or chips or sugar. No sugar. None of those things. Lots of water. It's hard, but it's worth it. So I think my son's cooking steaks and they might be ready now. But I'm signing off in this bodybuilding series for now, but I will be checking in when I get somewhere with the RV life, because it's going to be awesome. So anyway, sending much love to you. Enjoy your sunshine. We've got sunshiny day here. It's in the 80s. Beautiful. So I think by next one I'll check in with you on what's been happening in the RV. So all right, give you and yours love from me. Much love. Enjoy your day, and much blessings to you all. Love you. Bye.